Hi, my name is Mark, and I want to welcome you to this episode of the Fyrian website training system. Want to go ahead and spend some time today talking about event calendars. If you purchased an event calendar as part of your website package, we're going to talk a little bit about how to add events to that calendar today. The event calendar module is actually part of the bookings module, which you can find by clicking on the modules tab and then clicking on bookings. But before I do that, I want to come here and want to show you an example of a event calendar and how it works. If I come over here to the Michigan Brain Injury Provider Council, they actually have an event calendar on their site with information for upcoming seminars, and I can simply come here to this calendar. I can search by month, I can search by year, and it gives me this nice little calendar view, and I can just click on an event to bring up the information for that event. You can see here this the information for this particular event. Now, in order to actually plug information into a calendar, you need to come down here to the bookings module. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And what this is going to do is it's going to think for a minute, and then it's going to go ahead and it's going to bring up the list of all the different events that I have loaded into the system. Now, if all you need to do is change an event, make a change like a date change or add some more information or add a link or what have you, all you need to do is just simply click on whatever event you want to add or change information on. However, if you want to create a new one, we're going to come over here to the right side under the action box and click on Create a New Booking. This is going to bring up a form that we need to go ahead and complete to create our event information. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go here and we're going to give the event a name. I'm just going to call it sample event. And we need to select which template we want to use. This is an event, so I'm going to use the event section template. Your website came with specific templates that match the design of your site, so you can pick from those. Once you pick one, you're going to get a pop-up menu saying that you've changed the template. Would you like to apply it? We're going to go ahead and click OK. That's going to think for a minute, and then once that little timer disappears, we're good to go. Now, this is the date of the event right here. If you click on it, it'll bring up a calendar. Let's say that this event is going to be in May of 2010, and we'll say May 14th. And we have the option of plugging in the capacity. We have seating for 240 people. Okay. We can also, if you're going to be using a booking form, we can actually hide that when it's reached its capacity. So I'm going to turn that on so that once it's filled to capacity, it'll actually hide it. Now down here we have a typical content editor, which is the same as the content editor you use to make changes to the web pages of your site. It does all the same things. You can plug in text, you can plug in images, links to PDFs, links to other websites, links to other pages in your site. You can put in Google Maps. There's a separate training video on how to do that. So you can actually put in a map to your event, and so on and so forth. So you would go in here and put in the event information and details. I bet you I spelled tails wrong. So all the details and information would go here in this box. Once you get that done, all you need to do is click on Save. And it'll go ahead and it'll save that item and plug it into the calendar. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and click on Next. And when you do that, it's going to give you the option to set up an autoresponder. So when somebody RSVPs or registers for this particular event, this is the email that they will receive. And you can plug in a from address, the subject line. I would say leave this as HTML email format. Some of you, if you paid for this option, you may have a basic email template already plugged in here. It's not the same as an email newsletter template, so I don't recommend using your email newsletter template. If you have that option, it will actually say basic email template. Along with that, you've also got the same tag insert feature that we talked about in the email marketing training video that will allow you to come in here and put in a tag, like for example recipient first name, so it'll say Dear Mark when the email goes out, and then you can just type in the text of your email that you want to go ahead and send, and then If you want to test and see what this is going to look like, you can click on email me and it will send a copy of the finished email to you so you can check it out and preview it. As long as that's okay, go ahead and click save. Again, that's going to think for a minute. And providing that that's okay, we're going to go ahead and click next, and this is going to give you the option to create follow-up emails. So let's say you want to create, we've got this event that we set up in May, and I want people to receive a reminder 30 days before the event. We can go ahead and just simply add a new follow-up by clicking this button here, add new follow-up, or you can click the little new button over here on the side. We're going to give it a name. We're going to say when do we want it to go out. This would be the date that you want it to go out. For example, if it's a if it's a May event, we want it to go out in April or what have you. The template we're going to use, again, I would suggest using the basic email template I talked about a minute ago. We can leave email format alone. The email subject line can just be reminder or whatever you want to put in there, and then you use your name and email address that you want it to be coming from. Again, we have a content editor here, again with the tag insert option, so you can plug in some dynamic tab or tags in order to do mail merge type functions. Going ahead and typing out your letter, just a reminder about the event in May, or whatever you want that to say. Again, you can plug in images, you can plug in text, links, what have you. And then once again, you can click on the email me button down here at the bottom to send yourself a preview of what that's going to look like. As long as you're okay with how that looks, go ahead and click save. And again, I did not enter some of the information, so it's giving me an error message here. Just ignore that. But you can go ahead and click save and it will save that item. Now if we go back to the bookings list, you'll see here we have that sample event there, and if I were to go to the calendar, let's go back to the events calendar and select May, you'll see here we have our sample event plugged into the calendar here. So that's how you add events to an events calendar. I certainly encourage you to watch some of the other videos that we have so that you can get the most out of your new Fyrian website. And again, this is Mark. If you want to see some of our other website videos, you can go ahead and check out YouTube, do a search for Fyrian websites, that's Fyrian websites plural, and it will pull up all the different training videos available.